Hello, students. In this discussion, we shall look into solid waste management. So, we are all staying at home. Every day we buy vegetables, fruits, then certain groceries. We may buy something online. So, every person or every household, similarly, every factory, they produce some waste. It is not that whatever we get it from the market, it is consumed totally. Some part of that is goes waste, say the wrapping material, packaging material, okay, some offcuts of vegetables, fruits. So waste which is non-effective and comes from city, town or village as domestic and biomedical waste is termed as solid waste. It can come from city, village or town. What is solid waste management then? Solid waste management is the process of collection, transportation, storage, and processing of solid waste in a protective and economic manner. See, both the things are involved here. One is it should be very protective and it should be economic also. So, what is the nature of the problem? Solid waste management is a civic problem and it has to evolve optimally and continuously to serve the future generation. Right now, everybody generates solid waste. So, on an average, half kg. So, if Karwar has a population of 1 lakh people, so almost 50,000 kgs of solid waste is generated. That is almost 5 truckloads. Solid waste, if unchecked, can not only be a health hazard but will impart multi-dimensional threats. We need to reduce the solid waste or else it can lead to health hazards and other threats also. A complete and environmentally sound solid waste management requires effective contribution from all those who are involved in this problem. See, this problem is not unique to any place. Now it is global problem. All the villages, all the towns, all the cities are having problem with solid waste management. Means how you collect, how you transport, how you store, and ultimately how you process the solid waste. Everyone is involved in solid waste generation. So everyone should be involved in the proper disposal of it. So what are the techniques? There are three main components of integrated waste management strategy. One is reduction of the generation of waste itself. Second is recycle. Third is proper disposal. Source reduction is one of the fundamental ways to reduce waste. This can be done by using less material when making a product, reuse of the product on site, designing products or packaging to reduce their quantity. As I was telling, nowadays there is something called lean manufacturing. Okay, you should use less material, do not waste the material. Secondly, reuse the products. Like you can take your shopping bag. If you have a fabric cloth bag, you can use it a number of times. But if you are using polythene bags, it is single use. So don't go for single use products. Okay, and then even packaging, when you buy online and all, lot of packaging comes, so that material goes waste. So it has to be packaged such a way that the material used is less. Second is recycling. I think lot of the steel, low grade steel, commercial available, and even this plastic utensils which they come selling, this ladies carry on their head tops, household items, plastics, they're all recycled actually. Recycling is using some components of the waste that may have some economic value. Even Dandali, I have seen one paper mill that is called Shreyas paper mill, where they take this all wrapper, this your empty boxes, uh, packaging boxes, okay, all these things, no, waste, they take, process, and make. Again, they make wrapping paper only. They recycle this brown cover. So recycling has readily visible benefits such as conservation of the resources, reduction in the energy used during manufacture, and reducing the pollution levels. So if, as I said, one paper mill, Shreyas paper mill in Dandeli, if they are recycling the paper, means otherwise you have to cut trees to make paper. So they are like saving the trees. Okay. Secondly, the production of paper from tree is more consumes more resources and more electricity or energy than recycling. Okay. Similarly, I was telling of recycled pots, buckets which are sold door to door, no? By these poor people. They come selling. So they are recycled plastics. So recycling is definitely conserves the resources as well as energy used in manufacture, and of course that is why it reduces the pollution levels also. Disposal of solid waste is done most commonly through a sanitary landfill or through incineration. So landfill means there will be outside the city or town, like in Karwar there is a place called Sherwad industrial area. Na? There I have seen this solid waste is dumped by this municipal authorities. So it is away from the town, one thing, and so it even something fire takes place or some uh, foul smell emanates, it doesn't come to the town. A modern sanitary landfill is a depression in an impermeable soil that is lined with an impermeable membrane. See, basically, landfill means there will be a big pit, okay, like a, and in that pit they will put plastic layer so that what happens, the percolation should not have some chemicals, some pesticides should not get inside the earth. So there is a there will be some lining. You can see this reduce, recycle, reuse, plus rethink. Even though landfilling is an economic alternative for solid waste disposal, it has become increasingly difficult to find suitable landfilling sites that are within the economic hauling distance, and very often citizens do not want landfills in their vicinity. See, landfilling means outside the town there should be some space. But suppose you take cities like big cities like Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore, where you have got space. Land is such a costly commodity there. You can't find land very close by where you can throw this material. Okay, the landfills. You cannot do that. So you have to, now the trucks have to go long distance. Okay. So this becomes very difficult. And people do not want citizens do not want landfills near their close vicinity, because that emanates small smell. Okay. And sometimes they catch fire also. So how you dispose of, so there are two methods of disposal. One is incineration. Incineration is nothing but burning. Okay, but it is scientific burning, not like open whatever you burn, paper, like that. It's not like that. You will have equipment, suitable equipment, where you burn it. Incineration is a process of burning municipal solid waste in a properly designed furnace under suitable temperature and operating conditions. I have seen this incinerator in our diesel loco shed at KR Bangalore. It costed almost 1 crore rupees. There is a big, it has a big chimney also. It was electrical incinerator, and then it has like for the chimney you had a induced draft fan, and then forced draft fan. So lot of temperature controls are there. So it's a very expensive thing. Incineration is a chemical process in which the combustible portion of the waste is combined with oxygen, forming carbon dioxide and water, which are released into the atmosphere. As I said, when you burn this paper, packaging material and all, it will release carbon dioxide and it is sent to the atmosphere. So because of that, we have to keep bigger chimneys so that it doesn't affect the nearby people. However, extensive air pollution control equipment and high level technical supervision and skilled employees for proper operation and maintenance is required. So you cannot send the pollutants into the air. So you should definitely have air pollution equipments also. Okay, and it requires technical supervision as well as skilled employees to operate that equipment. So it is an expensive affair, and most of the people are not having it. And now of late, I think government has banned incineration. Second is vermicomposting. Vermicomposting involves collection of all dead and dry leaves and twigs to decompose and are broken by organisms such as worms and insects, and is finally broken down by bacteria and fungi to form a dark, rich, soil-like material called compost. Vermicomposting is nothing but all this organic material like leaves, vegetables, ठीक है, our leftover food at house, and that is all decomposed by the insects and worms, and finally by bacteria and fungus, and it will form a soil-like material like compost. It is a home composting. You have seen about this composting, na? You dig a pit in your house, some 3 feet pit, and then you put all these things, leftover vegetables, cut pieces of all this organic matter, and then again cover it with mud. So after 1 or 2 months, you will find that all the thing whatever you kept organic material, it will get converted into like soil, which is known as compost. These organisms in the soil use the organic material as food, which provides them with nutrients for their growth and activities. So what happens? Whatever we throw, these vegetables, leftover food, leaves and all, that will be eaten by the bacteria and fungi. Okay, and then that this becomes a food for them, and then they grow. These nutrients are returned to the soil to be used again by trees and other plants. This process recycles nutrients in nature. This soil can be used as a manure for farms and gardens. So this compost, what it becomes, that is a very organic compost. That is organic fertilizer actually. So this organic fertilizer, like vermicompost, what we call, is used in as a manure for your farms and gardens. And now actually latest is this people are planning, like Hubli now they have planned. They want to set up a power, they want to generate power out of this solid waste. One thing is, whatever the solid waste is there, combustible material, they want to separate it from the organic material. And this combustible material, it can be briquetted, it converted into small briquettes and then burnt to produce steam, and then they'll run a small power plant. So this is how they generate electricity. Also they are planning to generate through this solid waste. So they have given contract, and many places that option is now on, because we don't have places to throw all this material. So landfills are not available. So now they are planning for generating power from these landfills. Even the old landfills now, when they decompose, it produces methane. They are planning for extraction of methane also from the landfills. So that also is thought, and that methane can also be burnt to produce heat, and that heat is used to convert water into steam, and a small Rankine cycle power plant can be run to produce electricity. So these are the new avenues waste to energy option actually. So this is being thought of and being implemented in a phased manner. Okay, thank you.